I'm gonna share a story with you now. It's Halloween, so the whole day I was gonna share a story about when my parents got divorced. But that's so sad. I'm like, get that sad stuff out of here, Buster. It's Halloween time. So today's the anniversary of my grandpa's death.
Oh my.
No, it really is. He died when I was like 6. And he's down in Florida, and that's where my grandma is. And we moved down there later. And it's the 26th, so it's like around Halloween time. And like we had his funeral early in the day. And then like we all went back to my grandma's house, and it was like me. I was 5. My older brother was 2 years older than my sister's 2 years older, and then I have 2 little cousins. So like all of us kids, my mom, aunt, uncle, my grandma, we're just sitting around the house. It was the evening time, talking, and everyone was outside like trick-or-treating, because it was the night to trick-or-treat. And they're like, we have a bunch of kids, and when you're little, you know you went to your funeral, but you're not really sure like the whole situation. Like I remember going with the open casket, and I was very imaginative when I was little. I remember going over and looking in the casket and like, oh mom, I saw him move! I saw him move! Which probably crushed her. Like, oh, that's so great! Just please go over there! I remember he was wearing a light blue suit, so it was so badass. So we're all at my grandma's house, and they're like, well, I guess we should take the kids trick-or-treating, because the funeral was a bummer. So we should pump some candy into these kids. And it was like, we didn't have any costumes, because obviously it was like an impromptu trip down to Florida. And it was, you know, in like cartoons or movies, when they open up the closet and they're looking for stuff, and it's just someone sitting there like throwing stuff out. It was like that, looking for costumes. And I was like this tall, and I wore a big leather vest that went down to my knees, and some like massive cowboy hat. My brother wore like a headband, and he was like an athlete. We were just going for anything. My sister wore like a doll's dress. One of those creepy, like Chucky-looking dolls. I think she wore one of those. And then the cousins, I don't think they even dressed up. They might have like put like paint on their face or something. Like, here's decorated children. Because that's all Halloween is. You're just decorating children. And it was just the worst ragtag family going trick-or-treating. Like we went out there, and I think the parents were trying to be like, kind of uplifting. The kids were just like moping about, like, these are the worst costumes ever. And we went to like 3 houses. We must have looked so pitiful answering, like, ring the doorbell, and then you see them standing there like, trick or treat, please. And it was just, the great thing is that even with something like a funeral or whatever, it's important just to like go about your daily life. You can't like stop life. You still have to like, you know, hang in there with your family and go trick-or-treating with your little kids who are imagining dead people. And so I think the lesson here is that no matter what time of the year or what happens, always have an extra supply of Halloween costumes in your closet for when that happens. So that's my story.